C-130s.
Lofgren about the importance of updated C-130s for the Navy Reserve as well.
Sir, if I could inject as well, we have 3 remaining squadron of C-130Hs in the Air Force Reserve. And while they're very capable and modernized with new engines, they're still a 30-year-old aircraft and not included in any relevant O plans for the Department of War, which leaves us in the position of, if we want to participate, we have to bring our own maintenance associated with it. So very keen on the Air Force Reserve perspective as well to get modernized and into those Js as well.
Thank you. That's helpful. And your earlier testimony about the disproportionate divestment of platforms across all of your components is something I keep in mind. The Guard and Reserve Forces have been tasked with expensive operational requirements that are including operations on the southern border and deployments to Washington, D.C. and other states. All of you plan your O&M needs for the year without these unexpected additional requirements. How has the increased operational tempo impacted your readiness? Every one of you, but you started this. Your readiness is your relevance. That is a memorable sentence. What trade-offs are you having to make in terms of maintenance, training, flying hours, as, for example, guardsmen and reservists are deployed to patrolling Washington, D.C. and beautification projects rather than being truly trained, equipped, and ready for participation in combat? General.
Thank you for the question. If readiness off the top, just as if I could, we normally get our reservists 39 days a year. That's how much we get to train with them. So anytime I can get them on orders, I'm gaining readiness, whether or not it's medical, some other training. We'll find a way as Marines to get some additional tactical training regardless of the mission. Although yet we have not been tasked with Southwest Border or other missions, what we do in the Marine Corps, and because of the Commandant's drive to optimize the use of the reserves, we plan our deployments across the FIDP. We know what units are going out to 2030, 2031. That helps them plan their lives, helps them plan their career and their families. So far, everything that we've been conducting in the reserves was already budgeted. Now we're working on POM 28 and 29 in the out years. But for the Marine Corps, we have yet to see an impact on our overall operating funds.
Mr. Chairman, if I could ask General Nordhaus to answer the question as well, then we'll move on.
Senator Coons. Yeah, as we work with the training that we do across the border, statutory requirements, we continue to get after that across the 54. We are seeking reimbursement from the Department of War, and they're working with MOUs with Department of Justice and Department of Homeland Security. So we continue to work to get after our training and make sure that our soldiers and airmen are always ready and always there. And we'll continue to work with the department on those reimbursements.
I look forward to hearing back from you about those reimbursements. I think it's important that you have the equipment, the training, the resources you need to carry out your core mission, and that there be reimbursement for unexpected and additional missions. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Hoven.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thanks to all of you for being here and for the incredible work that you and all the members of our Department of War are doing. It's unbelievable, and we're behind you 100%, and we appreciate you so much, all of you. General Nordhaus, 2 quick items right off the top. One is we've got an Air Guard unit now that actually works in the missile fields with Mundt Air Force Base, security police. Great operation, ongoing, working with the active duty on a full-time basis. Incredible example of how you guys are in the fight every day. Want to commend you on that and emphasize it. And the other is our Jamestown readiness, our Jamestown facility for the 817th Combat Engineers. They've been operating out of the Civic Center there for a long time. A facility for them has to be a priority. They're often deployed unit. You know that. Just want to hear your thoughts as far as supporting that.
Senator Hoven, thank you for the question and for the support. It's my understanding it's currently in design, expected 35% designed by August, and we'll continue to work with Congress and with Army National Guard on funding it.
Thank you, sir. You referenced the T-Rex program, and as you know, our Army Guard base, Camp Grafton, North Dakota, is a T-Rex site, and we're looking forward to exercises there in August. We've already emphasized the importance of drone warfare. We've been at all things UAS and counter-UAS now in our state for over 20 years. And so talk to me about what can be accomplished at that T-Rex site, and then I'm going to ask our reserve members the same thing, because this is a DOD designation, and this drone effort is DOD-wide, or Department of War-wide. So your thoughts and the other members' thoughts on what can be accomplished with these T-Rex sites for drones and counter-drones.
Thanks, Senator. When I went to Atterbury, I got to see and talk with 15 people from industry as they integrate each of the pieces and parts and capabilities into drones, along with about 100 of our guardsmen who are bringing the capabilities and understanding the impacts from the Ukraine conflict, and then across the board for counter UAS and UAS systems. So each of the defense industrial base experts, they really appreciated how this T-Rex is going because they can fail fast. They can then go back, make adjustments to whatever their system is, and then integrate it with all the other players to make sure those drones or drone systems are top of the notch. So our Department of Defense can take a look at what capabilities they bring and then buy the right systems, best in breed.
Thank you, sir. Let's go to the Corps and then just down the line. What can we do on these T-Rex sites for the Corps?
Yeah, Senator, for the T-Rex sites, while I don't have the depth of knowledge that General Nordhaus does, where we do our primary work is the DAWG, the Defense Autonomous Working Group. That's where we spend a lot of our time developing our drone tactics is through that lane.
Okay, Navy?
Senator, we're spending most of our time right now with the USV runs and UUV runs, so both manned or unmanned surface vessels and undersea vessels as well. I think one of the critical things that all of the reservists bring to the fight is not just their military skill sets, but also their industry civilian skill sets that they can bring to the fight as well too. So things that we're seeing is that innovative spirit and can-do attitude that comes every time that we have the opportunity to train and bring those people into execute missions and operations.
Thank you. Army?
Senator, any opportunity that we have to train, especially in this type of environment with drones and technology, the Army Reserve is all in. I know one of our challenges, and we've got some clearance at some of our training locations, the FAA clearance to be able to operate, drones to enable our counter drone efforts. So if we have that in North Dakota, Army Reserve's all in.
So that's great comment, and that's one of the unique things about North Dakota is we have it statewide now. We're the only state that has the FAA raw data radar feed, so we can do exactly that. It's one of the reasons we've been designated the T-Rex site. So thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, Senator,
Air Force, only appropriate that you're batting cleanup here because you're doing a ton out there at Grand Forks, and we appreciate it.
I appreciate that, sir. Well, we're unfamiliar generally with the T-Rex system. Absolutely, if there's an opportunity for us to get better trained, better equipment, better exercises. Currently, in our Air Force generation model that we're currently using, our expeditionary wings are getting a certification event to authorize the organic nature of a unit to pick up and deploy, and part of that includes counter drones, counter UAS training. So anything that might actually accelerate that a bit more